Hello everyone and welcome to Friday's Reptile News. Now we're going to start off our journey today in Puerto Rico, where apparently they have an iguana problem. This is nothing new. They've had an iguana problem since the early 70s, and they are estimating that the iguanas in Puerto Rico number in about 4 million animals, which is actually more than the human population there. But not to fear, my Puerto Rican friends. They have a plan to fix this. They apparently are going to start slaughtering these iguanas and exporting the meat. But where are they sending the meat, you might say? Well, yes, they're sending it right here to the United States of America, where iguana meat fetches upwards of $6 a pound and is considered a fairly high delicacy to some Hispanic and Asian cultures. Now, Puerto Rico, of course, is actually looking forward to this because they've actually been in a recession now down there for 5 years, and they're thinking that this could really, exporting this meat can really help them creating jobs and government revenue. They're trying to tie up a few loose ends. They're trying to actually find volunteers that are willing to go out and catch and kill iguanas and take them to processors. And I mean, it's not a voluntary thing. It's you're getting paid to do it, but it's more of a self-employment thing, if you will. They basically, the people that want to do it will be trained to do it, and they'll have to start their own business doing it. And they're also looking for people to properly process and export the meat. Now, where does some of this information sound familiar? Personally, I think anybody in America that's got a problem with the invasive constrictors down in Florida, where they're going to stay, might want to think about the same thing. And now let's go across the pond to Southampton, where our douchebag of the day resides. Our douchebag of the day is James Edwards, because apparently he was very, very aggravated that some firefighters responding to an emergency call woke up his pet python in the middle of the night. So you might ask, what did James do? Did he go out and make sure everybody was okay in the fire? Did he peer out his window to see what the commotion was? No, he grabbed his python and went out and thrust it in a firefighter's face. Now, as if it matters, James didn't know that this firefighter was actually terrified of snakes, and he apparently reported it to the police, and James is being required to compensate the firefighter $100, I believe it was, as well as pay court costs. And now let's move on to the best story of the day from Peru. Scientists in Peru have apparently found a new lizard, which, I love hearing stories like this. It's just amazing that here in 2012 we're still finding new animals. And I know there's a lot more out there to be found, but I just love hearing about it. Now, this new lizard, named P. montanicola, I'm very sorry if I mispronounced that, is believed to be mostly nocturnal. They have found specimens in the daylight, but they've been, less active and just kind of hiding around, but they have actively seen them hunting and swimming and running around at nighttime. And I gotta tell you guys, I can't show you the picture here, but you gotta click on the link in the description. Go check out the story. Look at the pictures of this lizard. It's a pretty sweet lizard. The females are a little plain, still really neat looking. The males, oh my god. Now, there is, however, no telling exactly how rare this lizard is. I mean, they haven't seen very many of them, so I'm assuming if it's 2012, just being discovered, haven't seen many of them, it's probably a fairly rare lizard. Which, of course, brings us into our question of the day. What do you guys think about them finding a new species now in 2012? I mean, do you get all excited like I do hearing this stuff? Leave a text comment or a video response. And that has been all your news for this Friday. If you'd like to read any more about these stories, that link's right down below here in the description. And as always, if you're still watching, my name is Jason White, and now you know what's going on in the reptile world. Be good to each other, and we'll see you on Monday.